So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Thor Ragnarok Gladiator Hulk. So let's get into it right away and start off with the box. So we do get a basic style box when it comes to Tamashii Nation's web exclusives. Just for the Hulk here, he does come in a much larger size box compared to what we're used to getting, since he is a much larger figure. So on the front of the box here, we don't get a window, of course, because it is a web exclusive, but it does have a very retro type look, which is the type of vibe Thor Ragnarok gave off. So on the top here says SH Figuarts and Hulk, and we do get a very nice image of the figure on the front of the box, and on the bottom says Marvel, Thor Ragnarok, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. And then the bottom of the box here is pretty much the same thing as the front of the box, as you can see there. Then here is the top of the box. And on the one side of it, we do have a nice image of the Hulk figure smashing. And then the other side of the box does have a close-up image of the Hulk there. And then the back of it does show a bunch of cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure open to take a closer look at the Hulk before he turned into a big wimp in Infinity War. Already taking a closer detailed look, and I think Tamashii Nations really did an excellent job with this Gladiator Hulk when it comes to the paint and sculpt. The face sculpts, I think they turned out okay. They could have done a much better job capturing the likeness of the MCU Hulk, but I mean, it looks alright. And all throughout the skin tone, we do have a nice shading, so that is definitely a big plus. The eyes on my figure, he's like looking off to the left, and they're supposed to be looking straight ahead, so that definitely is not a plus. And then his helmet, I love how the red here on the top blends into the black. I think that looks great. Very nice sculpt all throughout it as well. And then the helmet itself has some really nice sculpt work to it, some battle damage, battle worn type look, and it just looks dope as hell. I feel like the armor pieces could have used like a wash or some type of shading. It just would have made them look so much better, because without it, it looks a bit plain, you know what I mean? Now the neck here, we do get that nice shading and nice sculpt all throughout it. Then the torso, we get all these brown straps going all throughout the Hulk, and they look dope. We have some nice sculpt to it. It even has a cool texture to it as well, and all these silver pieces, very clean paintwork on that, even on this side as well. And then we do get the paint running down the right side of the torso, nice clean paintwork on that. Now the back here, we do get that nice shading once again all throughout the skin tone, and they even continued it on the butterfly joint here, even the brown strap as well. We do have that nice texture on it. Even looks like we have some battle worn, battle damage type look to these straps as well, but really great job on the torso. And then we do get this shoulder armor here, and I really love the blue that they used for it, but we do have that very nice battle worn, battle damage type look to it, with all like dings and all that stuff throughout it. You can see it's cracking everywhere. It just looks dope, and it does have a cool like texture to it as well, but would have looked so much better with a wash on it. And it is on a hinge and a swivel, so I do like how that is articulated. Now the arms, we have the armorless one, then we do have my personal favorite, the armored one. So the armorless one, we do have that white paint running a little bit down the shoulder and bicep right there. We do get the nice shading all throughout the skin tone, and very nice sculpt work on the muscle definition. The elbow joint blends in very well. Then I do love the gauntlet or wrappings around the Hulk's arm right there. Very clean paintwork all throughout it, and just really great sculpt on it as well. And then the armored arm, probably my favorite part about the figure here. Very nice sculpt, and you can see just the battle worn and battle damaged look to it, and it just looks so damn sick. Really great job on that. And these spikes here are a little sharp, so be a little careful when you interchange the hands. Then we do get like these straps or these wrappings around the bicep right there. Would have looked really nice if they added like a shading on it though, but it does have a nice sculpted texture to it. We do get the brown straps and a buckle over on this side, which looks pretty cool. And then we do get some purple wrappings around the left wrist here with some very nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout it. So really dope job on the arms there. Then we do get the Hulk's loincloth here, and it looks very plain without shading. I know I'm complaining a lot about shading, but I mean, they added the shading on the skin tone. Why not add it on some other parts on the figure? You know what I mean? But the paint on it, nice and clean all throughout the silver, the purple, the gray where it meets the brown. So definitely big plus right there, and just beautiful sculpt all throughout. It does have a cool little sculpted texture to it as well, like around the brown piece right there. And then on the sides, it is kind of like slit, so it doesn't hinder the leg articulation. Even the purple piece does have that cool sculpted texture to it as well. And then the legs, he kind of has like these shorts on that has some nice sculpted lines like all throughout it, so that does look pretty dope. And nice clean paint where the brown does meet the green there. We do get the shading once again all throughout the legs. Nice sculpt work on the muscle definition. Knee joints blend in perfectly on this figure. And then the lower legs, he does have the gladiator type sandals here, and they did a very dope job with them. Very clean paintwork once again, and beautiful sculpt on them also. And then for the feet here, nice sculpt and nice paintwork also. And we do get some like shading on his toes. You could even see his toenail sculpted on there. And then the bottom, not much going on. So overall, I think Tamashii Nations really did an excellent job when it comes to the detail on this Hulk. Yeah, they could have used some wash or a little more shading on like the armor and the brown pieces, but other than that, they really did knock it out of the park with the detail when it comes to this Gladiator Hulk. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get some really cool stuff included with this Gladiator Hulk. So we do get his two battle weapons, the axe and the hammer. My favorite out of the two is definitely the axe, and they did a dope job with the sculpt on this, and I love the silver paint that they chose for it as well. And we do get like a subtle like yellow or goldish shading right around the blade right there, but it does have like a battle worn type look, as you can see. So it looks like he's been using this weapon a lot in gladiator battles. Even on the sharp edge on the other side, it has a little bit of battle worn type look to it as well. And the handle turned out really good too. I like the way this piece feels. This is where the Hulk grips onto the weapon right there, but very nice job on this axe here. So we do get that, and then we do get his hammer, and the handle, same thing as the axe right there. And then the actual hammer does have a little bit of battle worn type look to it, but we get some really nice sculpt all throughout it, and it does have that very subtle like yellow or goldish shading on it as well. But very nice job on the axe and the hammer, but the hammer here is a little too heavy for him to hold, and it makes his wrist joint like go like that. That's why they included these two pieces here, which I'll show you how those work shortly. So we do get his two battle weapons, and then we also get two alternate faces. So we do get the basic looking face here, which does come on the figure out of the packaging, and they did an alright job with it. I don't think they got the Hulk's likeness perfectly down though, but I like how they're shading all throughout the skin tone. The face paint looks good, but the eyes are a bit crooked on mine. So we do get that one, and then we do get the angry teeth gritted face, and they did an alright job with it. I think my favorite is definitely that one out of the two. The teeth, the front left tooth, it looks like, I don't know, it's not fully painted, you know what I mean? So the teeth on the top look a little odd there, but the face paint turned out really good. The eyes look much better on this face here, and we do have that nice shading all throughout it as well. But we only get those two alternate faces. Why didn't we get a yelling, screaming face? It's like, come on man, it's the Hulk, you gotta include a face like that. And what's also disappointing is we don't get an alternate head without the helmet on, so that does kind of suck. But the way you interchange his faces here, the front of his helmet does pop right off, and then all you do is just pop the face on like so. Let me get that on there, and then you just pop the front of the helmet back on, and then there you go. As simple as that. So we do get those two alternate faces, and then we also get 6 interchangeable hands. Then we do get these two pieces here, which I'll show you how to use those shortly. So we do get a pair of fists, of course, which come on the figure out of the packaging, and the left hands have the purple wrappings, while the right hands have the plate of armor on the top of the hand and the brown wrappings. But beautiful clean paintwork all throughout each individual hand. We get that beautiful shading all throughout the fingers. You can see the fingernail sculpted on there and everything, and just very nice sculpt all throughout each hand here. And all the hands are very simple to interchange. So we do get a pair of fists, and then we do get a pair of gripping hands here, and he does grip onto the weapons fairly good. But once again, beautiful detail all throughout these. You can see the fingernail sculpted on there, the beautiful shading all throughout the skin tone, and just nice clean paintwork on the purple for the left hand and the brown, and then the plate of armor right there. Very nice sculpt as well. So we do get a pair of those, and then finally we get a pair of open type hands. And once again, beautiful paint and sculpt all throughout these. The really nice shading, fingernail sculpted on there, clean paint where the purple meets the green and the brown. You get the plate of armor on the top of the hand and the inside of the hand. I really like the texture of the wrappings as well. So very good job on all 6 alternate hands. So we do get those, and then finally we get these pieces here, which I'll show you how to use these right now. Alright, so we do get these two pieces here. We have the one that's marked L for the left hand, and we have the one that's marked R for the right hand. I'm going to just use it for the left hand for now, but what these are meant for is so Hulk can hold up his hammer instead of his wrist joint just constantly falling because the hammer is too heavy for it, which I'll show you what it looks like without the piece, then I'll show you what it looks like with the piece. Now this is for the left hand, so all you do is just line it up on the hand like that, and then you just pop it on the hand, similar to how you get the Spider-Man webs on the wrist joints on the Homecoming Spider-Man. So you just pop that on, make sure the hand is on, and then the hammer with the hand that doesn't have it, I'll show you how the Hulk cannot hold it up too well. And as you see how it just drops down? So that is why they included these pieces, which is actually a smart idea and very cool of Tamashii Nations to do that. So as you can see now, he holds the hammer up perfectly fine. The wrist joint doesn't constantly keep falling down. So very smart idea by Tamashii Nations. But anyway, that is all the awesome accessories included with this green monster. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of the Hulk, to the very top of his head, it looks like he's a little bit over 8 inches tall. Then to the very top of his helmet, he's just shy of 9 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the Marvel Legends evolution of Groot with the SH Figuarts rocket on his shoulders, the Max Factory Figma Avengers Hulk, the SH Figuarts San Diego Comic-Con Broly, and the Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord, the Civil War Black Panther, the Homecoming Spider-Man, the Figma Deadpool, and the Mezco 112 Old Man Logan and Tiger Stripe Wolverine. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Mamoru Chia, the SH Figuarts Justice League Flash, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Mezco 112 Deathstroke. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, we do get some beautiful movement throughout this entire figure. So we do have 2 joints at the neck. The back of the helmet is also on a tiny hinge, but it really doesn't help the neck articulation too much. So the upper neck joint, you cannot get Hulk to look down at all with the upper neck. He just pretty much looks straight ahead. You can get him to look up a tiny bit with the upper neck. As you see, it does get hindered by the back of the helmet there. We do get very nice pivot though at the upper neck, and then of course it does swivel. The lower neck joint, you get much better forward movement there, as you can see. So you can get Hulk to pretty much look all the way down. Then looking up, he really doesn't look up too much more, because like I said, it does get hindered by the back of the helmet. We do get a little bit of pivot at the lower neck, and then it does slightly swivel. So combining both neck joints, you actually do get some very nice head and neck articulation. Now for the torso here, you can get Hulk to crunch forward a really good amount with that joint. You do see a bit of a gap on the back though, so you have to be careful of that. And then he does go back pretty damn good, but you also see a bit of a gap there as well. And I can't get it to pivot at all at the torso, but it does swivel a tiny bit. Now for the waist here, it does go forward and back decently, so with both joints, you can get them to crunch forward a really good amount. And then going back with both joints, he does go back decently. And then the waist is where you actually get the little bit of pivot, as you can see, and then it does swivel as well. Now for the arms here, the shoulder armor is on a hinge, and then it's also on a swivel, so I love that they made that articulated. Then we get an excellent butterfly joint there, so you can move the arms all the way forward, so really nice movement there. Then we do have a very nice joint at the shoulder where you can get the arm in a circular motion, as you can see, and then the arms do go out to the sides a little more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely good. They do go up and down. We don't have true bicep swivel. It is in at the shoulder there, as you can see. I would have rather had true bicep swivel where it's right here, where it's cut at the shoulder and bicep, but Tamashii Nations really doesn't do that too much anymore. Then we do have a double jointed elbow that bends in barely 90 degrees. Then we do have a barbell type joint on the wrist, so it can swivel and you can move the wrists all around there. And then this piece on the armored hand is on a double hinge, so it won't hinder too much of his wrist articulation. Now for the legs here, you can get Hulk to kick forward about 90 degrees, which is definitely good. Goes to the back just a tiny bit, and let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme and the Hulk and Jean-Claude Van Damme. So really nice leg articulation with this figure. Then we do have an upper thigh swivel. We do have double jointed knees that bend back a little more than 90 degrees. And for the ankles here, they do swivel. They hinge up pretty good amount. Same with hinging down. And then we do get a very nice ankle pivot. And then of course we do have a great toe hinge. So overall, I think we do get some really nice movement with this Hulk, especially for him being a much larger figure. I feel like he has some of the best type of SH Figuarts articulation that they give with their figures, and you're going to be able to get him into pretty much any type of green monster like poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Thor Ragnarok Gladiator Hulk. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it an even 9. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan from Anime Export, but I know my buddy from Agelessgeeks will be getting the Japan and the US release of this Gladiator Hulk, and he should have the Japan release sometime this week. So if you want to get this figure, you could head over to Agelessgeeks.com, or you can go through their Instagram or their Facebook group. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway, because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So we do get a basic looking style box when it comes to Tamashii Nation's web exclusives. Bleh. Bleh. So we do get a basic style box when it comes to... Damn it. So we do get a basic style box when it comes to Tamashii Nation's web exclusives. Exclusives? Just this one for the Hulk is much larger. Larger? What the heck? Thor Ragnarok really gave a vibe of. Then on the top here says SH... Oh, damn it. And then the bottom of the box here does pretty much have the same thing as the front of the box, actually. The Marvel Legends evolution of Groot with the SH Figuarts rocket on his shoulders, the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku. But the lower, damn it, not the lower, the upper neck. God damn ye! So we do get his two battle weapons, so we do get the axe, and then, damn it! So I'm gonna put it on the left hand here, and all you do, damn it, those stupid pieces! He actually holds it a little bit better because it has that piece. Whoops, I guess I didn't fully pop it on.